Hello, welcome to the 100 Days of Code Challenge with Leon. Leon, this is your first day of code, right?
Yes, it actually is, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm also super excited. So, what have you learned on your first day of code?
So I started the programming for web or some web development starter course on Udemy that you sent me. I don't know the exact name right now, but it's by Cold Steel, I think. And I did the did the chapters on HTML. Yes, the Web Developer Bootcamp 2023. I did um, the chapters that deal with HTML, and from now on, I'm excited to work on CSS, to learn CSS maybe tomorrow, or maybe not tomorrow, but we'll see when I can start to be like fully to when I can start to do it daily. But that's my long-term plan, to get into the habit.
Wow, so you completed all of the HTML levels in one day?
Yes, it's a Sunday, so I had time.
That is insane. So, tell me a little bit about more specifically, what did you learn about HTML?
Mm, so as far as I understand it, the every website is composed of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The HTML is kind of the nouns, so basically the elements, the basic content of the website. The CSS is the adverbs, so basically, or the adjectives, so basically the styling. That's how I see it, how I understand it. And the JavaScript is then like the functional, the like the computation stuff behind everything. And there were like these basic elements that a website can be composed of. I went through many of them with the exercises in the course. Um, Headers, like the whole semantics, how to structure the code, um, with with um, with divs, like DAVs, and how to better name them. Like there are different types of divs. Um, what else? The last the yeah, oh man, that was a long day. It's a good exercise to reflect on everything. What did I build? um, Lists, unsorted lists, sorted lists, um, paragraphs, line breaks, breaks, like lines that break the thing, like it's HR in brackets. um, like all these different options, that you all these basic options from HTML. um, I built a form to put passwords in, um, and also including like linking between different pages, and also like basically stealing, quote unquote, the search requests of Brave Search. So I did a form where you can type in something, and then when you submit, then this gets searched on Brave. So this opens up. So Brave Search opens up instead. Um, for anyone who doesn't know Brave Search, it's basically Google, but from the Brave browser. Um, organization, or I don't know exactly what's behind that, but yeah, I built tables. Tables were a bit interesting because it's a bit let's say like fiddly, like getting them like aligned in the right, like the headers, getting the header rows aligned, and like in one of the exercises I forgot, I did a header, but I forgot that inside the header you have to have header rows instead of normal rows, and then the coding exercise didn't work, so I had to like correct that. And yeah, what else did I learn? I think what's one? Images, putting like things in the description of images, like the what's it called? Is it alt for alternative? No, like that, like for when for screen reader things. I mean, I don't have the screen very big. Now I make it bigger. Maybe I see it. If you're alt, yeah, is it alt the alternative text?
Yes, that is correct.
Nice. Okay, perfect. Yeah, like I played around with sliders as well, like having them start from from a minimum to a maximum, and having it at a set value. Required like buttons in a form, buttons outside of a form, labels, radio, how's it called? Radio selection, basically, where you can only select one out of many. Yes, exactly this one. And then the other selections where you can select multiples, exactly. Then the selection where you don't write input and type, but you write selection directly. That was different. And yeah, select, not selections, exactly. And then the options. And yeah, I think I probably forgot something, but that should be the basic gist of it. Quite a lot.
It's insane. I didn't expect you to learn so many things from your first date. And yeah, it is just amazing to see what you can do in just one day. If you continue like this, your journey is going to be amazing. So that's it. We just wanted to show you guys we just wanted to show you guys what you can do in a single day. Like you can learn literally all the HTML basics that Leon just told you about. Is there anything you want to say before we end this little update for day 1 of 100 Days of Code?
Yeah, so I have, like, during all of it, I had the experience that sometimes I got a bit bored because I was like, come on, do I need to like make text bold and like structure the way the text should appear on the website? Because this, you can, like, I thought like you can do this in a text editor program and then maybe import it, and like I was like asking myself, is every website designed with all these what's it called, commands manually, or are there like programs to prepare it and then import it? Because I was like a bit like, do we like, is that really it didn't seem too interesting to format text basically with complex with complex commands. Of course, there were many different things like doing the connections and and like already some like almost logical puzzles, like basic, of course, but like the style, like the text formatting was a bit like, I was a bit bored, but I realized that by just following the videos and just I watched the videos and I basically try to copy most of the steps that he does. I try to not copy exactly, but to play around a bit as well. And I realized that that it was just a very great way to learn how to use the editor program. And even though the formatting of the text wasn't really fun, the working in the like the seeing how I'm getting better with the editor itself, that was fun. So maybe one out there who could get bored by the text formatting, that's something I would say to look for. And I mean, I do have some questions about that, like how much of that stuff is really like, I don't know how it will go further in the CSS and stuff, but I'm curious about how much of that is really necessary to learn and how much of that could be kind of maybe skipped, or just watching it and knowing in the back of the mind that it's possible and where to find it, or maybe just doing the exercises and not like doing everything that's done in the videos. It's like there are some questions about how I should better go about it to be more to be less bored and more engaged and more like feeling like I'm a bit more purposeful with my learning process. Yeah, that's a question I have about that.
Got it. So first of all, it's amazing that you already found ways to make it interesting for you, even if you were a little bit bored, because you said, okay, I just got better in my editor. And if anyone's watching who's a little bit more experienced in programming, they'll know that you can spend your life a lot of time just, tweaking your editor and making it fully yours. By the way, which editor are you working in?
The VS Code, I think it's called, by Microsoft.
Perfect. Yeah, but that's the most popular one. And to the question, sometimes stuff that's just not as engaging, right? And in anything that we learn, you have to push through the boring parts because they're just part of it. And then to your question, like how much does it matter in day-to-day life? The answer is not a lot, because rarely in texts will you have the need to make just a specific word italic or bold. And many times this doubles or the italic style or all the other text transformations are being set by the user. So usually that is not a problem that you as the software developer solve, unless it's like your landing page or anything, but it's something that is solved during the content creation, so the user, and then the front end just renders whatever they put in. So to answer your questions, no, obviously in day-to-day life, you won't have to see like the bold tag or the italic tag and stuff a lot. And you will not much along with stuff like the buttons, the forms, but also you will help with the stuff that you're going to learn about the next stage, which is CSS. And then most of the time will be spent with JavaScript. So the things that you learn today, technically, once you are better at JavaScript, you will not going to see any HTML anymore. You're only going to see JSX if you're working with React, which is what you're going to do. So yeah, it's important that you understand all of this. But keep in mind, in the world, when you start to build your first apps and websites and programs, will look completely differently.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, that gives me a bit more purposefulness to the learning I did today. because sometimes I was like it feels a bit like playing around with with stuff I won't use in the future. But I mean, very likely it makes sense to know a bit about what's under the hood, as long as I don't have to do much more of it. I mean, luckily I'm done with the HTML stuff for now. So
Exactly. You can think about it like this. So if you have ever had math at like high school or university or something, right? In the beginning, they teach you like plus, minus, and that's the stage that you're at. But that doesn't mean that once you're graduating, you will be long past that and using stuff like integration, or industrial difficult equations that are much more engaging, because the simple stuff is all abstracted away by your tools for you.
yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that.
Sweet. Then anything else you want to mention before we jump off here?
Um, there's like the whole thing with the screen reader, like optimizing for the screen reader, like the semantics of the diffs to use like what is it called, nav for navigation and side things and all these descriptive things. I was not sure if it's actually that necessary, because I don't know how many people do use screen readers, and can't like an intern do that later on if we have to optimize the page for accessibility and stuff. Is that something that you does that have any higher purpose than that as well? Or like, I mean, I understand the use case that the crawlers, like the search engines, maybe get better at or have a better understanding where the important stuff is on the page. But to me, it seemed a bit artificial to be like overly structured. I don't know.
Yes, that is a good question. So there are multiple reasons why accessibility matters. First of all, if you care about your app being able to be used by anyone, then that is a good use case. And you would be shocked how many people are reliant on assistive technology. Because it's not only blind people, right? There could be people who have problems with their heads. There could be people who have problems with their arms for some reason. Maybe they've coded too much, maybe it's like a developer who developed clients through their arms. Right? There are people who are out of hearing. There are so many people who need assistive technology in some kind of way. And if you don't want to lose maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 10% of your clients, then you should care about that. That's the first reason. The second reason you already mentioned, right? All of the programming interfaces that are going to visit your website, they are all the robots, they're all also going to rely on your website being semantically correct to navigate it, because they cannot see what you as a user can see. So if you want to optimize your website for stuff, as you said, like search engine optimization, you'll also need to make it accessible. And then the next reason is just legally. So there are some countries, after a certain size, after your business reaches a certain size, if you are not accessibility compliant, they will sue you. So it is also something that matters from the legal point of view. And then lastly, when this is also related to the programs being able to use your website point, which is later when you get into testing, in order to write the tests, you also need to be able to select all your elements with tests. So if you want to write the test for your code should also, is probably also going to be accessible. Otherwise, you will not be able to test it well. And then there's one more point that I want to make, which is the same point that you mentioned with the boldness and the italicness, right? So the tools that you're going to use later on, they're going to handle a lot of accessibility for you. I know there might be some people out there right now that want to be at me for saying this because they're like, if you tell those people they're not going to care about accessibility, quite the opposite, right? I'm making a huge push on accessibility, and I'm telling you that a lot of stuff is being taken care of, but that doesn't mean that you still need to pay some attention to it. However, because it's such a common problem and so valuable, and so many people need it, there are a ton of tools out there that make it very easy for you to make your app accessible without you having to think about it too much.
Okay, that sounds good. By the way, you might have talked a little bit too fast at some points. Not sure if one can understand everything, but I think I got the basic gist. So
We can go over it again after the stream.
yes. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for the reflection together.
Thank you so much for sharing this journey. It's totally mind-blowing how much you achieved in one day. And I hope this is an inspiration for people who might tune into this to see what they can do on a Sunday. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. If you tune in, check out 10x Dev on Twitter, check out 10x Dev on YouTube, check out 10x Dev on Twitch. Stay tuned. If you want to start coding, use this as your opportunity to change your life, because coding is the biggest leverage that you can have in this world, because the time that you put in will be exponentially multiplied by the machines that you can control. So do yourself the favor and learn how to code. Do something nice today. Learn something new. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.